Good morning, everybody.
Hi,
Hi.
everyone.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. How are we doing today?
Isabel's joining from wet, warmish East Coast Scotland. You know,
I have always wanted to go to Scotland and Ireland, and
my list.
Ireland is where my kin is from.
I
So,
know
Chris,
Norway.
yeah, Christine, how did everything go this morning? Let me know to make sure that I know that you're okay.
You had like a pause, like you were waiting for her to answer.
I know, right? It was like,
I'm like, she
ugh.
can't tell you. She can.
Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. No, she's so cute. I'm like on my way down the hill yesterday for my appointment, right? And I'm looking at my phone and I get this message from Christine and she says, I'm so excited for tomorrow, but I have to have surgery in the morning. So I might be a little late.
She said it got canceled. Well,
Oh,
you're fine.
okay. Okay. I was like, what are you doing, girl? It was, she made me laugh. So I texted her back and I said, I will say prayers for you and don't worry about anything else. So
Well, hi, everyone. We are so happy to have all of you here.
yes, 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 yes. And Becca just popped in. Hi,
Yeah.
Becca. So wow, yeah, everybody's here today. I love it, love it, love it. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do something different again. Not really different, just
It's paper.
mm, no, not really.
No.
Only one part of it is paper, but well, no, the whole. Never mind. Never mind. It's already been one of those mornings, guys. So just bear with me.
It's all
So,
good.
anyways, yes, it is all good. It's always all good, and the rest of it we just don't care about, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I am going to be sharing today how to create a denim covered journal. Super easy, piece of cake. Let me turn my glue gun on while I'm thinking about it right this moment. I have them both sitting right in front of me so I wouldn't forget. So we should be good, I hope. Oh, it's going to leak a little.
Tink is saying it's been one of those weeks already.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it, girl. I don't care for weeks like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had Zoe this weekend and I went to take her home on Monday and I was going to go have lunch with my friends, which I haven't done in years. Yeah. So I go out to take her home in my new car and my car won't start. Yeah. So I'm calling Rich from the inside of my car. He's in the house. I'm not even getting out of the car. I'm so angry at this point. But, anyways, all's well. He got it fixed for me today. It had a bad battery in it, I guess. Whatever. I don't care, just as long as it runs.
Becca saying brand new car.
It's a 2021.
New.
So it's new to me and it's fairly new.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't after we bought the truck and that expense, I didn't want to buy another new car. It's like no. And then we got the new RV and I'm like, okay, now I'm happy. I got my truck, I got my new RV, and I got my own car. Yay! Life is good. It doesn't take much to make me happy, guys. Really, it doesn't.
Laura Lee says, congratulations on getting a new car, a used new car. Those are hard to find. They are hard to find with low miles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this one's got low miles. Well, what did it for me, I told you when I got it, was because it had a sunroof. And I absolutely love sunroofs, convertibles, soft tops, the whole thing. So, yeah.
We took the the top off the Jeep this weekend for the very first time.
I was going to say, you've never done that.
No, I told
Did
Mark,
you love it?
Here in Minnesota, like I'm never hot, right? I mean, I love warm. It was 99 degrees.
Oh,
And I was fine. Mark wasn't. I said, well, just take the top off. You know, so
there you go.
with the top off and the air conditioner on.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. I know I'm heading out in Gina's country this weekend because Rich and I and my daughter and her husband are going to Vegas for the weekend. And Gina, I hear that it is going to be the hottest weekend of the year, of course. It's supposed to be 117 in Vegas.
Ooh. But it's dry heat, right?
It's dry heat.
Difference. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, unless it rains, but that doesn't happen a whole lot. Well, it does in Vegas. Well, I don't know. Gina lives there. She would know more than me. But anytime I've been there, it's been hot. It's been very, very hot. And Rich informed me of this, and I was like, I'm staying home. I'm not
going. Said a scorcher.
Yeah, I'm like, I am not going in 100.
No, I don't see you.
Yeah, no, not 100. I said, you will find me in my hotel room. Because like the casinos are cold.
Dry or wet heat, it's still hot. It's true, but it's different when it's humid because then you're all wet.
Yeah, I don't do humidity.
I can take hot better. And for the Jean, back up for the Jeep. My husband does have a collection of ducks. He narrowed it down to just one, but he has one in his Jeep, in his truck, on his motorcycle, and on the boat. I'm like, they don't belong on all those things. They're just for the Jeep, but whatever. He's happy. But he does have quite a collection, and he had them all up there, but he's a clean freak. So when he's cleaning, and that was just too much. So
too much for him, huh? Yeah. Okay.
Gina would like to know if she can meet you for lunch.
Oh my God, girl, that would be so amazing. But yeah, I can't because I'm going to have the rest of them with me. If it was just Rich and I would tell him, drop me off and we would meet. But with everybody else, I think we're going in one car if it changes. But if Rich and I get up there again, Gina, I will let you know. Okay. Because we used to go every single year, at least once. Until COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until COVID hit. And then I was like, nope. So I'm just now going back after all this time.
Yeah. Lisa and I haven't seen each other in person.
Yeah.
6 years? Maybe 7.
It's been, yeah.
Last time we were filming in New Mexico.
Yeah, I don't remember. Was that 2018? I don't remember.
I don't even remember.
Oh. Yeah, I don't either. I'm bad.
Christine, she said she loves all my tags. So back here. I couldn't have my shelves go all the way because the door is on the other side of the tags. And then I have a very old house from the 1800s. So I have a heat vent.
I would love it.
I have a heat vent there. So I couldn't extend. So I put that up. And that is just some of my tags. I had to take some up because it kept falling down. So those are my most recent ones from shows. Gina said she's sad, but she understands.
I know. If I didn't have everybody else with me, I hope Rochelle doesn't see that.
I was just going to say, but
Rochelle's going to go, Mom.
Oh, come on. Our kids don't watch. They pop in, but they don't.
Yeah, this is true. Rochelle used to, but she doesn't anymore.
I know.
Oh, but before I forget, a big shout out to my bestie today. Not this bestie, my other bestie, Tina. Today's her birthday, so happy birthday, girl.
Happy birthday, Tina.
Yeah. She will hate that I just did that, but that's all right.
Hey.
She won't see this, so it'll be okay. Watch. She'll watch it. You watch now. She's going to be calling me later saying, I saw that you did that. Oops.
Well, you know,
She doesn't like really celebrating her birthday much. She's completely opposite of me in that respect. Me, I love celebrating my birthdays. Like, yay, yay, yay. I know old homes. I would love to go to Anne's old home. I would love it. I love old homes so, so much. Oh, they're so gorgeous. And yours is so huge.
well, I raised 5 kids here.
Yes, you
Had
did.
to, it had to be huge.
And yes, it did. Because that's a whole lot of kids. I barely made it out with two. I'm just, I'm
It's
just
a whole lot of kids, and I have a son who has 9.
I know. Bless his heart. Oh my God. Yeah, but he's got an amazing woman.
Hmm? Yep.
David's wife is absolutely amazing. She is such a great girl. Oh my
Yep.
goodness. Yeah, great girl. All right, so let's stop chatting and I'll start crafting. And I'm going
And
to show
how
you guys
many
how to
of
do
the
this.
200? And now you have. I have 18 grandkids.
I tell her that all the time, Christine.
I was talking with our girlfriend Eileen last night into the wee hours of this morning, and she now has 11. She said, "I'm never going to catch up to you, but I have 11 because her daughter just had one." So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
I didn't know there was another one pregnant.
yep.
Oh, good for her.
So, yay.
Yay for her. Congratulations, Eileen's daughter. I'll have to text Eileen later to
I
tell her
know. I know. It
congratulations.
is. It's
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to get moving?
okay. While Lisa is changing her camera, I want to remind everybody to like, comment, and share with hashtag Bella Crafts to enter for this week's giveaway. And we will announce last week's winner during my live. I am going to give Lisa the full screen, and I'm right here answering comments if you have any.
All right. So, this is what we are creating today. I love this so much. I just think that it's so much fun. I'm gonna love putting my stuff in it, and I love journals. I have got so many journals, it's ridiculous. But this one was just really fun and it was really simple to put together. So, because we're gonna have to be doing a lot of gluing, we're gonna go ahead and get started. But I did this in a composition book and just, I like using these especially for journals, um because I have a tendency when I'm writing down ideas and stuff, I want to go all over. So I love the bigger size notebooks. So this is what we are creating, and let me show you what we're doing. All right. So we're going to start with this composition book and a piece of jeans. Now, for these, I am not a seamstress by any means at all. It's just not me. I glue everything, but you can still have fun and and create it and not have to worry about sewing and that kind of stuff with it. The only thing is with me is I don't cut anything straight because I need a rotary cutter. I decided that as I was putting this together that I needed a rotary cutter because trying to cut with scissors was making me crazy. So, but I don't worry about any rough edges or anything like that because we're going to cover everything. So it's all going to be covered. You're not going to see it. Piece of cake. So the first thing you're going to do is take your book and you want to lay it down. And then what I did was I took a pencil because I had a bigger piece of uh, jeans at that time. So I just took a pencil and traced around So I would get both sides of my book. And then I knew that I was going to cut it down and leave about a quarter to a half an inch border around it. So you've got something to tuck it in with. Okay. So we're going to start with the front cover. I always start with the front. Just because that's the one that that's the cover that you see the very most, right? Yeah. So what we're gonna do now, and I'm hoping that my glue gun is nice and hot. Should be. There it goes. All right. So we're gonna start off by just gluing the denim down to the book. Okay. So we're gonna do that real quick. And there we go. I like to finish one side before I start on the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this. And as you can see here, in this corner here, I went ahead and I cut a little slit. You'll see it down here and up here. So that way I can get my denim to sit in there right. Okay. And then I'm going to tuck this end under. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing on the back here, or the bottom. Try not to burn my fingers. All right. So there's the front part. And what you can do if you want to take down some of the bulk that's in the corner here, you can go ahead and miter these. I'm just going to, this is what I'm going to do because it's going to be covered anyways. So you can miter it ahead of time. Or if you don't and you decide that it's bugging you, then you can do what I just did. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing on the back. And with the seam, I put the seam on the back of the book. That to me was just the easiest way to do it. So we're going to glue this down. There we go. And I'm doing this kind of quick too, guys. So, you'll take more time when you're doing yours. But this is just such a fun idea, and you can keep all kinds of great ideas in it. If you want to put pictures, there's just so much you can do with the journal. Okay, now here's this bulk, and I do not like it. So I'm going to trim it. Let's go this way. Turn it a little bit, make it easier. And like I said, you don't have to worry about, being all neat with this because you're not going to see it. So you can just be totally glue happy and not worry about it at all. All right, and then last, we're going to do this little bottom piece. Now that one right there is not bugging me too bad, so I'm just going to leave it. All right, and then trim those little strings off. Okay, so now you have your journal. There we go. Let's get back straight again. You've got your whole journal covered. Okay, so for this next part, I'm going to show you what I did for the insides. Because obviously you want to cover all of this up. And these composition books also usually have writing and stuff on there. So, what I used um, for for this piece, and the piece that I ran down the spine, this is from a handkerchief. One that you can buy at Michael's. You can get them for 99 cents, or $1.99, whatever they are. They're like, like yay big, they're huge. And they just worked perfect for this, with an exception of, because I use this handkerchief, it's a little see-through. So obviously I did not want anything to show. So what I did was I took a piece of heavy cardstock. This is 110-pound cardstock, and I just covered it with my little handkerchief here. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut the inside of this down. This is going to be 7 1/4 by 9 1/2. Okay, 9 1/2, 7 1/4. So when you lay your handkerchief down, again, lay your paper on top of it, and then trace it around, and then give yourself 1/4 of an inch to an inch, whatever you're more comfortable with, to go ahead and fold those ends over. So you'll have nice clean cut edges, which is exactly what we want. So, and you can see they just glue right in there, and then it's going to cover all of the stuff that you don't want seen. Okay, so now I'm just going to run some glue across the top here and glue that piece down. And then I'm going to turn it so it makes it a little bit easier. And then I'm going to run my glue all the way down, a little bit in the center there. And then when I get down here at the bottom, lift it just a tad, and then go ahead and glue it down. All right. So there is the front, and then I'm going to do the same thing back here with the back piece. And tuck it in there. Make sure everything looks nice before I start gluing. Okay, and then we'll start here again and glue that top down. Okay, and then glue these sides in here. And of course, this glue gun is absolutely amazing from AdTech. I know you guys have seen us use it before, but if you're seeing for the very first time, this has a really cool light on it when you press it. So I've noticed that a lot of crafters that I know, we have a tendency, especially when we're first starting out, to work at night, right? Because you got to wait till after your kids are all, settled and all of that. And if this would have been out when my kids were younger, I would have kissed somebody. But it's just a beautiful addition to a glue gun. I've never had one that lit, and it's absolutely perfect. You can see everything that you're doing. Now, let's see. Okay, I got that bottom down there now. Okay. All right. So now we've got the inside and the outside done. Okay. Now, because you're putting some bulk on the inside here, okay, you're going to need some type of a closure because you want to be able to make sure that you can keep this closed. So, what I did, and I'm going to do that right now because it'll make it easier for me to finish the side piece. Okay, so what I did is I just took a belt loop off of another pair of jeans and I found my center, which I'm not going to measure it, but I'm just going to eyeball it. And it's going to be right about there. And before you glue it down, make sure that you pull it over to your front. Okay, because glue your back, make sure you pull it over to your front first to make sure that you have enough so it will actually close. And you know what? Since this is going to go to a winner, I am going to go ahead and measure it and not eyeball it. Just so you guys. All right. So I'm just going to look. So right about there is center. So we're just going to take the loop here. And then your glue gun and put lots and lots of glue on this because you really want that to hold. And then press down really, really well. Okay, so now you've got your closure. And then we're going to flip it this way. And then for this piece, I've got a little tiny piece of Velcro here. And anytime I add Velcro to fabric, I always use my glue gun too. Instead of just relying on the sticky of the Velcro, I like to make sure, depending, of course, on what I'm creating, but if it's something that I really need to stay closed or whatever, then yeah, I will go ahead and use some glue to help adhere it to the fabric. But if it's something that's lightweight, then of course you don't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to peel off the one side because this is sticky on both sides. And again, I want to really, really press down on that because I want to make sure that I've got a nice adhesion going. And then we've got this other piece. We're going to peel that off. And then we're going to fold this over it. But before I glue it down, I want to make sure that everything is going to be, yep, everything is going to work good. So I'm just going to add some more glue here, right on top of my Velcro. And then push that down really, really well. There we go. Okay. And then you can check it. Now, if you get a little extra glue on your edges here, don't worry. Just take one of your pokey tools or a straight edge and you can just peel it right off of that fabric. But now you've got that nice seal and that's not going anywhere. Okay, so for the side piece, now because these hankies are so incredibly cheap, they're not sewn very well, I have found. So if you'll notice on this one, it's really crooked, right? Okay, well, we're not going to worry about that because and I use the part that's already stitched. So I only have to do so many edges. So I chose to have the good edge here on this side, and then you'll see on the back here where I folded it over and adhered it in place, and I did the same thing with the bottom. But it is very off center. I mean, you can see it, it's really obvious. Um, so, and let me tell you the size of this. So for this, it's 4.5 by 12. And then you're going to trim it down to how you need it. Okay. But you just want to make sure it, especially because if you're going to be using the side seams that are already there, then you want to make sure that you leave yourself enough room to add your own hem on the side and down on the bottom, or however your fabric is going to look. So basically, what you want is you want it to be about 2 inches from the side. Okay, you want this front piece to be about 2 inches. So it's going to be 4.5. So you're actually only you're doing 4 and 4 or 2 and 2. So 4 inches is what's going to be your final measurement. And what I did was I went ahead and finished this edge down here instead of trying to tuck it under my book. So that way I didn't have to worry about adding more bulk or anything like that. So just very easy. Just cut it out and then put the hem where you need it. And then you're ready to adhere it on. Now for this, because this is so thin, I did not want, let me make sure I measured this. Yep, very good. So it's right on the money there. Okay, because this handkerchief is very, very thin, I did not want to use my glue gun on it because I was afraid it was going to be too bulky, right? So instead of that, I took some of my Aleene's Fabric Fusion, and I just added, let me make sure I squeeze some of that out. There we go. I just added this side piece here with this. So we're going to do the top first and get that secure. And then we're going to come down. And because it's not a glue gun, actually, I'm going to put a little bit right there on the edge just to kind of hold it for me. There we go. And then we're just going to run it down the end. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to fix that little side thing going on there. Okay, so we're just going to add some glue. Come on. There we go. All the way down here at the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to lay that down. There we go. Now, I'm not too concerned about making sure that I put tons of glue here. I'm thinking as long as it's on the ends and the sides, I think we're okay. So I was afraid, even though, a lot of fabric glue is supposed to be clear when it dries, I worried that I was going to get it done and then realize that it was going to show these big old ugly marks. So I think as long as you have it on your tops and your sides, I think you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. So then we're going to flip it over on this side. And we're going to do the same thing. Just add some glue here to our top piece. Okay, and I'm going to fold that over. Okay, and see how nicely that just sits right on there. And, once you get it done, if it's a little crooked, so what? It's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. I don't worry a whole lot about that kind of stuff. I am a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to my work, but sometimes I just go with the flow. And this was one of those projects where I just kind of went with the flow. All right. So now we've got that side piece nice and secure on there. Our front and our back. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of ribbon and I'm going to add a little bit of white glue on the end here just because I just want to fold it over. So again, I have a nice clean edge. All right, we got stuck glue. There we go. Okay, so we're going to add just a little dab right there and then fold that over. Okay. There, let's see if I can get that down a little bit better. These other glues just don't give you the instant satisfaction of a glue gun, right? Right, ladies? But, sometimes I really don't want to glue my fingers or burn my fingers again. They're actually numb from this project. So I don't want to burn them again. But if I have to, I will. All right, so we're going to fold that end and then we're going to lay this down. And this is what I mean. You see that? We're going to cover that. That is just not, it's going to give me a problem. All right. We'll do it this way then. At least to get it started. I don't want to glue gun it all the way down just for the simple fact that I don't want the bulkiness of the glue gun, okay? So we'll go ahead and we'll try the fabric stuff on this piece. I did it with the white glue because it was just easier at the time, but we may have to do it this way. So let's just give that a try. So just put enough on there just to get yourself started. There you go. Right there. See, and now you can't even tell that this piece was, cut crooked or sewn crooked, I should say. Okay, so then we're going to take the rest of this. I'm going to try my glue, my white glue on this, and hopefully it will hold it down. At least it'll hold it down enough for me to show you until I get it down here to the bottom. And then I'm going to trim this last little piece off down here. Before I glue it all the way down. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail. And then again, I'm going to take that in and fold that under. Just because I want to make sure that everything looks nice and pretty. Okay, will work right there. All right, and then I'll add a little bit of glue there just so it'll hold it for me. There we go. And then take your last little bit and glue that last part down. Okay. See how easy that was? Piece of cake. Love it when it works. All right. So now we've got our cover pretty much done. So now we're going to work on the pocket. So this is a pocket from another pair of jeans. I wanted to mix up the colors a little bit instead of having, just the straight colors. So that's why you'll see a slight difference in the colors. So I used 3 different jeans for this project. Okay, so for this pocket, I like to add funky with blingy. I love doing funky with blingy. There's just something about it that, I just love it. So with the all the colors on the side piece, I wanted to do my pocket in blingy. So I'm going to take this gorgeous trim that I have from Glen Studios. I absolutely love this stuff so much. So very much. And then I'm just going to glue that on to my pocket. I'm going to start there and then turn this corner here. Now, this trim has a plastic coating on the back of it, or it feels almost silicone-ish. I'm not sure if that's what it is or not, but it's a little stretchy. So it will allow you to kind of get around your corners. Because sometimes trim, especially rhinestone trim, if you've got like a harder backing on it, it's hard to get around corners. This one has got this stretchy stuff on it, and it works great. I'm going to be out of a glue gun here in just a sec. All right, so we're just going to take this and glue this all the way around the ends of our pocket. And get that little kink out. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing here. And then just glue that all the way around. Get that little excess off of there that I do not want. Okay. No, I want to move that just a little. There we go. And then we're going to come back up this side. Make sure I got my ends nice. Okay. And then the last, we're going to do a turn right here and then cut it off. I want to get that corner nice and neat though before I trim it. There we go. So, how are you guys liking this so far? It's really a quick project and it's fun. It's fun to make. I don't like burning my fingers, but other than that, it's fun. But you wouldn't be a crafter if you didn't burn your fingers at least once on a project. That's what my mom used to tell me all the time. All right, we're going to cut that end off there and then add that last bit of glue. There. And now you've got your trim around your pocket. Isn't that pretty? I love this trim. It is just some of the prettiest trims I've ever used. Okay, so there's our pocket. All right, now to finish up, of course, I can't leave anything just plain, right? So I'm going, since I had my doilies and everything out from last week, I decided, hey, they're already all here. Let's just try them again. So I decided I was going to use them again. So for this, let me move this out of the way. Just have this adorable heart doily. This was something in another one in my mom's collection. And what I did with this, I did not use the fabric glue on this. I did use the white glue. This is not going to be anything that I'm going to wash. So this held it down very nicely. And I'm just going to kind of go around the edges and get those adhered and not even worry about the center of it, because you really don't need to. So it just makes it easier if you just do it this way. Just add some little bit of white glue right around these outer edges, and it'll stay right down for you. Now, obviously, if you were going to be wearing this, you wouldn't want to be using any of this stuff because you would want to be able to wash it. But since this is for a journal, we're not worried about that. So we're going to finish adding some glue around the rest of these edges. Make sure that I get them down nice and neat because you don't want them popping up on you. I hate that. I hate when I don't adhere something down well enough and then the corner pops up. I don't like that. So I always try to make sure that my corners are really nailed down. And then that last little bit right there. Okay, look how cute that is. That's just adorable. Now, I did not, unfortunately, have a big butterfly. Only had one. But I do have these other patches. These are from Gwen Studios, by the way. I'm going to pull those out. But I thought they were kind of cute. So I thought, let's add some bees on here. So for this, I am going to go ahead and glue these down. Not quite sure where I'm putting them yet. So, okay, so I'm thinking maybe, ooh, that's sticky. Holy smokes. All right, so maybe one there and maybe one up here somewhere. What do you guys think? You like that? Or you want it down a little bit more? What do you think? I know, Becca, I love bees. As long as they're bees like this, because I have to carry an EpiPen because I'm allergic to bees. So, although I do love them, I don't want to see any of them in real. Okay, like, don't come buzzing by me. All right, so we'll just go ahead and glue these little babies down. I think that looks cute. And then it kind of shows there's a little tiny flower here in the center. So it still shows, I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to move my camera down. Um, but it still will kind of show that little design there. So we'll add this other one here. And we'll put him right about there, I guess. And then, I don't know, I'm thinking right about there. Okay, up there? No, I don't like it up there. Closer. Okay. All right, we're going to try it a little closer. And I'll just add that one right about there. Oh, that is so cute. I love those bees. That's adorable. Okay, now to finish this off, we're getting down to the end here. So what you want to do now when you're going to put your pocket on top of your journal, I've got glue everywhere. You want to stick a piece of paper in here. Um, this is a piece of cardstock, and I'm putting it in just to let you know if you are going to use like a fabric glue, like I am going to use the Fusion for this, then you want to make sure that it doesn't bleed through. Okay, so that's why I put this white piece of cardstock inside, so then I can take this and put it all over. Oops, that's a lot. Put it all over my ends here. And then I can add a little bit here to my middle, and I don't have to worry about it, you know, um, going through and sealing my pocket. All right. So now we're going to and take this, take our pocket here, and then I'm just going to place it right about there. Looks good. Okay, and then press that down. Really, really, really good, because you want your pocket to be able to adhere on there well. Okay, so I think we're good. What you can do, if you are a little worried about your ends, especially, you can go ahead and take your glue gun and run it across your ends here. So you know that, it'll adhere a little better if you're worried about it. Or sometimes, this trim, if you're using trims, sometimes they can get bulky in the corners. So if that's the case too, then you can go ahead and also add a little bit of glue gun there, and then that will take care of making sure that that bulk stays down. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit here. And then I'm going to add a little down there. And that's just, me being extra cautious. Got some glue on there, so we'll just scrape that off. But the top is what I'm mainly concerned about, because you're going to be putting stuff in and out of it. So you want to make sure that your top sides especially are going to be staying down nicely. You want them to really be adhered to the journal. Because if not, you're going to put something in there and then it's going to pop off and then you're going to be upset. So that's why I like to just add just a tad bit of hot glue, especially up in these corners. Ow, ow. Ooh, that one's hot. Okay. Yeah, look how pretty that is. It's coming together. Almost done. All right. So for our closure here, you can leave it just like that if that makes your heart happy. But I got to add a flower. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue right there and then put my button on. Those of you that did Bellicon with me should recognize these buttons. And you want to make sure that that is on there adhered really well also, because you're going to be doing an opening and a closing. So you definitely want to make sure that your button or whatever, if you're going to put something on there, that it's really on there well. All right. So the last couple things we're going to do, this is some more of this beautiful lace that my mom had. And I should have asked her when I had the chance where she got all this gorgeous lace, because my mom could find the most beautiful lace and doilies and just all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, so for this, again, I don't want to glue it down with my glue gun. So I'm just going to take my white glue here and glue down those edges. And this white glue holds these down very nicely. I didn't have to worry about mine. After mine dried, I made sure that I tugged and pulled. And, you want to make sure that I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the right information, when I'm teaching you something. So this glue works just fine. And this is just a plain old white glue. All right, so we're just going to add some in little spots here. We don't need to glue the whole thing down. Just do a little bit. Just make sure that your ends are down, so then that way, because the ends are the things that are going to get caught on stuff if they're not glued down well. So just make sure that your ends are really glued down, and then you won't have any issues at all. All right, so I'm going to add the rest of this glue on there. There. Nice and pretty. I mean, doesn't that just, it kind of gives it just, a little bit more fantasy, a little bit more fun. Make sure everything is on there well, and it is. All right. And then what I did to finish it, I love this stamp set. This is a Gina K. One of her mini, I think it's a mini set. I think it's what they call them. Yeah. This is Crafty and Creative Mini. I loved this because it says be creative every day. And since that is our motto, right? Because crafting is good for your soul, we want you to do it every single day. I thought that this was perfect for the front of my journal. So what I did was I just stamped it onto a piece of heavy cardstock, 110-pound, with my black Gina K ink pad, nothing fancy. And then I cut it out, mounted it onto a pack, this piece of cardstock that's like in between an orange and a yellow. It's not really, well, yeah, I guess it is kind of orangey. But anyways, I glued it, I adhered it onto that, and then I went ahead and trimmed around it again, giving it a border all the way around. And then what you're going to do is just take this piece, and then we're going to glue this right down in the corner up there. I'm going to make sure I get lots of glue on that. But I loved the saying, I loved the stamp, and I thought it was just absolutely perfect for this journal. So I got that on there, and that's on there really, really good. And then the last thing that I did, and I'm not going to do it with this one, but I took some tiny little beads, not really beads, these are just doodads. I don't know what else to call them. And then I added them here to my lace a little bit, and I'll show you my finished one in just a second. And then also I added a few right here onto my sentiment. So let me show you the finished one again. Okay, we're going to take these pins out. But you can see I added the tiny, tiny ones. Where is... All right, let me try this so you guys can see a little better. We're going to scooch it up. There we go. Okay. So you can see that much better. So I added the bigger ones here to the center, and then I added just some tiny ones right here to the center of these flowers also. I know it makes it a little bit hard to see, but yeah, there you go. And I am going to do this for a giveaway, you guys. So I will make sure that I add, whoever wins, that I'll add these beads onto the finished one that I did today. Okay. But that's it. That's what I did. And look how pretty that is. I love this. I will be using this a lot. And then you got your little pocket there. And you can stuff things in there, and there you go. Love it. I really hope you guys give it a shot. Give it a try. You guys will love it. All right, so talk amongst yourselves for just a second.
Okay, the first thing I have to say is Isabel noticed
Yes.
on your watch, is it a stray flower you have attached?
Oh. Yes.
Yes.
My sunflower? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little dangly charm that goes on my watch. Yes, Isabel. I love that. You know me. I gotta always have the little extra here and there.
Okay, so I'm going to go through these comments while you're cleaning up and everything.
Yeah, switching cameras here.
And Terry says, oh, thank heavens, a use for rotary cutters. She almost donated all of hers last week. Good thing you didn't. They are amazing.
Yeah,
rotary cutters are amazing.
When I did sew, which wasn't, not anywhere near Anne's talent of sewing.
I went to school for fashion design.
Yeah, but I mean, girl,
look what I'm doing.
You're your way around a sewing machine. But when my kids were little, I did their Halloween costumes and things like that. So I did know how to sew. My mom made sure that I knew how to sew.
It's important.
Yeah, right. And I had a rotary cutter, but I haven't sewn in so long. I have absolutely no idea where it is. And when you're trying to cut straight lines with fabric, they are amazing to use. Yep. And if you did that, you probably wouldn't have to add the extra pieces, to cover up your edges, like I did with this journal. But if you don't, and if you're just cutting it out and you can't cut straight lines, it's like I can't cut a straight line with a ruler. I am so bad. I just can't get it. So My corners are always finished, and my sides, my ends are always finished for that reason. Because
Everything
I
should
can't.
be finished anyhow.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But it just makes it nicer too when you're looking. When you open it up and you
Hmm.
see that on the inside also. And what you could do too on the inside of this, if you wanted, you could also add another pocket over here. And
You
then you
could.
can have a pocket on the inside too. One of the reasons why I like using the composition books for this purpose is because they're not as hard as some of the other notebooks.
I
These,
love composition books.
yeah, I do too, and I have quite a few. Actually, the one that I did today was repurposed. I didn't even realize it until I was looking at it, and I was like, "Are there pages missing out of this?" So I repurposed it, but
Now it's finished.
yeah,
I
there you go.
actually bought 4 cases of
Uh,
composition books yesterday.
really?
4 cases. Yep.
Why? What are you gonna do with them?
I have a plan.
Okay, she's not sharing yet. She will.
So Tink hasn't used her glue gun yet. Tink, get it out.
Yes.
It is amazing. And Lisa, you need these. I don't
Yeah.
I don't use them, but for my project today, I was burning myself too because
Yeah.
it uses a lot of glue.
Yeah.
I got these out. It saves your fingers.
I do have some of those that I got for using with the resin because I don't like wearing gloves.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought some of the silicone fingers that I could just use that. I didn't even think
Oh, they
when I
they
pulled these
do
out.
save on burns.
Yeah, yeah, and
Um,
I'm so used to burning my hands, I just don't. I don't even worry about it
I
anymore.
know I don't have fingerprints. I had to get
Oh, I know, right?
fingerprinted to be able to watch because David and Jenny did foster care.
Right,
And so if they were ever leaving the kids with me, I had to, of course, have background check.
right.
They the cop is like, I just don't understand. I mean, he took it so many times. Even when I got my TSA pre-check, I had
Yeah,
to have my fingerprints. And the poor guy, he's just like, But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's from the glue gun.
That happens with my computer because I do a finger press on my
Mhm.
computer to unlock it. And I'm constantly having to change it because I'm always burning my fingers. So, it's part of being
Terry
a
wants to
crafter.
know how long it takes to recharge the cordless.
Oh, to recharge them. Gosh, I'm not really sure. I
I'd
just
say
plug
a
them
good
in.
hour.
I would say at least a good
A good
hour.
hour.
Yeah, I would
Because
say at least a good hour. But I usually plug them in and then leave them
yeah,
for
yeah.
hours before I recheck them. And then
Hmm.
I see the green light. It's like, oh, okay, it's done. It's ready. So,
Isabel says, thank you for the link. It looks like it's available in the UK. However, I don't know how I can justify another glue gun since I've got 3 1-corded and 2 cordless. I hear you. I mean,
yeah.
the light is
It,
amazing, but I understand.
oh, yeah. We have so many glue guns. Uh,
Okay,
yeah.
and
I
then
have two of these. No, I have three of these big ones that I used today. I love this glue gun.
I did
This
too.
is just, I just dropped my glue stick. This is just with the light makes everything so much better. So much better.
But we
But
have more products sometimes because that's what our job is.
right, exactly.
It would be
Exactly.
harder to justify it.
I would not
So
go
much.
out and buy 3 of those.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't do
Well,
that.
maybe,
I would buy 2.
sometimes I do, but yes.
I would buy 2 just so I would have backup.
So
Because
Terry is asking, would you recommend hot melt glue stick that's compatible with fabric for this project? Because they have fabric hot glue sticks.
I never even thought of that. I don't use fabric glue sticks. I've always just used my my regular ones.
Mm-hmm.
You might even, I'm not sure, I haven't tested it yet, but AdTech does have the cool ones, the cool guns out, but I don't know if they would be okay on fabric.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they would.
Yeah, I would have to check
We'd have
that.
to check
And
that.
yeah. Yeah, as far as that goes, because I don't do a lot of fabric stuff. I used to use fabric glue sticks, but because, I don't really do it all that often anymore. And I have so many of the other, because the company is, AdTech is just so amazing in their generosity with us. They send us so much stuff that I really will probably never have to
Well,
buy.
it's because we have a partnership with them and we work for
Right,
them and with them and we
right,
do other things for them.
right.
Yes, the trim and the patches were from Gwen Studios.
Yes.
Christy Parker Callahan. Hey, Christy.
Hey,
She
Christy.
says that she might actually make this. Laura Lee says the instructions have
I
blown
love
my
that,
way.
Christy.
I've always been so intimidated to try journals like this, but you make it so easy. Yay.
Oh, yay. Yeah, no, it's got to be easy because those of you that have watched us for some time know that in a live, if it can go wrong, it will. And so, especially with me, let me rephrase that.
No, for everyone.
Yeah, but
It's because we're alive.
It happens to me more often than not. But yeah, it's got to be easy. If especially when it's when it's not something. This isn't out of my comfort zone. It's just not something that I do a lot of because I'm a paper artist. I do things with paper. So,
well, to me, this was kind of paper because it was a journal and it was a paper journal. I love the fabric you added. Yeah. I love, and my motto is I love everything quick and easy, but I don't want it to look that way.
Quick and easy. Exactly.
Exactly.
And I have a quick funny story to tell you about my daughter. She, when Zoe was coming over this weekend, I wanted to make sure that I had enough jeans, right? So I texted Rochelle and I was like, do you have an old pair of jeans that you don't want anymore? Because I want to do a journal cover, right? So she sends me a pair of jeans with Zoe, but there are holes everywhere. They're the torn up kind.
I thought they were little.
Well, she is now very little, but my daughter is now very little. She's lost a lot of weight. But they're the torn jeans and there's holes everywhere. And I'm looking at them and I look at Zoe and she just starts cracking up, right? I'm like, tell your mother thanks, but no thanks. When I do a raggy journal, then I'll use them.
The torn jeans might be good for flowers.
Or flowers or I wasn't going to give them back, but I thought there's no whole piece of material here that doesn't have holes in it. This is not going to work.
Well,
yeah, my daughter, she's just, God love her. So, yeah. Oh, hi, Karen. Oh, yep. You heard him in the background. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what they were. Somebody must have come to the door because that's normally the only time I hear them.
Becca, I finally put that glue gun in my Amazon cart. It is amazing.
It is, yeah.
And I still have my Aleene's glue gun from 35 years ago. I still have the case. I have all the things. And that was an AdTech glue gun.
Was it?
Yeah, AdTech made that.
I had no idea.
Well, that's, yeah. So, I mean.
That explains a lot, right? With the different nozzles and everything.
Right. That is them. And so they have been around forever.
I did not know that. That is great trivia news. Yeah, because that some of these glue guns, I don't know if it's this one particular.
That one doesn't change.
No, this one does not.
The corded one.
Yeah, but they have them with different tips also,
Mm-hmm.
which are fabulous. But the light
I know.
The light is just it's just like oh.
Well, for me, I can't see anyways.
Right.
So the light helps. Terry says, I can never find my glue guns. I'm working on that. But I am absolutely guilty of ordering a new one every now and then.
I know.
I know. And whenever we buy something new, then we find it.
Oh, I hate when that happens. But yeah,
I don't always hate it because then it's like, oh, well, yeah.
It depends on how much it costs.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't order giant, big things because I know where all my big things are. Right. I have been looking for my Japanese screw punch.
Oh, you can't find it?
Forever. And it's driving me crazy. And I mean, I'm cleaning things out. And as I'm cleaning, it's like, could it be in this tote? Could it be in this tote? But I haven't. And I keep thinking, did I give that away? Which I may have because.
You do give a lot of stuff away.
Well, and my son was looking for something that would punch through leather. That would be that.
So that's right where it is.
I don't remember him doing it here, so he may have taken it with him. So, yeah.
Yep.
One time I put my whole hand in a French fryer and burned the plastic lip. Christine, what were you doing? Ow.
Ouch!
Ow. I'm sorry.
Ow. Christine. Was Christine the one that said that?
Mm-hmm.
Girl. I can't say anything though. I'm always doing goofy stuff that's causing harm to myself.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have to go through the comments. There's more.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. That's when it gets me every single time. Every single time. There's this one area in our old RV, never failed. Every trip, I would whack my head because I would forget that it's there and I would, be going to look down on the counter. And yeah, I haven't done that in my new trailer. Thank you very much. But yeah.
No. Karen says that the light is a game changer. And the chargeable battery. Yes.
Yeah.
Isabel says the crocodile will punch through leather. Yes, it will, Isabel. And I do have one of those. But the Japanese screw punch. Okay, so it's
cool.
It's a tool.
Right.
And it has interchangeable pieces, but you can use it anywhere. Like the crocodile can go quite a ways. But the Japanese screw punch, it's so
because it's what spring
loaded.
What's the word I'm trying to say? No, it doesn't matter. But it's straight up.
Yeah,
and you can do it, anywhere. On your
So
yeah, that makes it a lot easier to add punches in the middle of things because the crocodiles won't do like center of things. It's hard.
Yeah. So, well, thank you all for being here and sticking with us. And yes. Lisa did such a great project. I love journals. I know so many of you do. And the Mead journals, they're on sale right now. Go buy them.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think
full time. And that's why I bought 4 cases.
Yeah, I think I'm running out. I think I used my last. I think I have one left.
You might need to go buy a case.
I do. I have no word for the case.
We would love for you to come back.
Yes.
At 2:00, which is in about less than 45 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And I am going to show you how to upcycle jars.
I love that. Love that.
Of course, it's quick and easy, but it's such a great effect and fun. I mean, they're fun to do. So make sure you come back.
Yeah.
And
but until then,
we will also announce the winner from last week during my live.
Yes. And then like, comment, and share on our video here, #BellaCrofts for next week.
Yep.
And I will be sending out this journal.
Yay.
That's what I'm going to be giving away. And maybe a couple other goodies that I'll tuck in there too.
Maybe.
So there you go.
Maybe.
All right. All right, you guys. So come back and join us in about a half hour. But remember what we always say, take a little time to craft.
Because it's good for your soul. We know that. You all know it. And
yep.
We will see